And hello everyone!
Hey!
Part 3! I've got the reminder again of the update.
Oh, jeez.
Remind me later. Thank you, OBS, which is awesome software, I must say. And I'm sure the new version is really great. Fantastic.
So, you guys have spoken
there has been
in
a
tongues?
frenetic... There's been a frenetic battle.
I was about to say, a lot of flies maybe should go down.
It wasn't in the swamp, because that was the other game. So I can go to a different soundset altogether. No, that's fine.
Let's keep it going. We'll do it live.
A lot of flies. Fantastic. So, there's been this horrendously fantastic and effective ambush.
Right.
Everyone's been slaughtered. There's been some injuries. Is anyone carrying injuries now? You're healed, do you know?
No, since last game and you can't remember, I'm
That's right.
totally healed.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
Aaron has sort of stomped around to the back of the cart and sort of investigated it, found the open lever. The Kuwata has the roof of this thing is open, the magical seal, or whatever was containing it.
Okay, I'll let him out.
Has
You
been
can
broken.
talk.
And the Kuwata has come hurtling up out of this, leapt into the sky, picked up poor Tiba, this young guard that was a part of the crew.
Sorry, who opened the...
Aaron, the watch captain,
Right.
rough, middle-aged, effective fighter.
And he was kind of acting against orders, right? Because we were supposed to just bring it back,
Yeah.
sealed.
Well, we were told.
Stop that.
Sorry.
We were told just.
We
We weren't told. We were just told to help the knights. That's what our objection was, to go out and help the knights. It was up to them.
And then Aaron explained the mission back in the tavern, which was to go and retrieve this object. Yeah.
Yes, and we went with him to do his job.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
No guilt.
Right.
No guilt. It's all going to be
We've
totally
done
fine.
what we were signed up to do.
Yes.
Okay.
We should now be released.
So it's flown down. It's grabbed T-bar, flown up into the air. You've sort of seen what's happening. It's flown up to above the car and dropped T-bar out of kind of 40 feet or so into the air. You've leaped out, grasped him out of his fall. Yeah, dislocated one of your shoulders really, really badly, but lessened his fall so that you can actually survive it.
Right.
And as you come crashing onto the deck of the wagon floor, so the wagon sides are there, the roof is flipped open and drops down. It's all equally matte black, painted all inside, perhaps some sort of magical coating.
Right.
You land heavily, smashing both your elbows onto the deck, and you look up, and there's this startled looking dwarf looking you straight in the eye. And what does he look like?
So he's short.
For a dwarf, or just short in general?
Short in general. Probably average height for a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
So he's about 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Big black beard. Sort of very stout, gruff, sort of built looking kind of guy. Carrying a very large axe in one hand and a medallion in the other hand, like a medallion on a gold chain. And he says, "What are you doing, you fools?"
I clutch my arm and I stand up.
Tiba rolls off.
Tiba rolls off.
He's obviously had the wind absolutely knocked out of him.
Yes, is he unconscious or?
No, he's just rolls onto his stomach. He's going, oh!
Okay, so he's clearly alive, and yes, all right.
But your elbow's like smashed.
Yes.
Your shoulder's pulled right out.
I gingerly lever myself up into a sitting position, and I say, "You're welcome."
Excuse me? Who are you, and what are you doing here?
We are here to.
How you say?
We are here to rescue.
To rescue whom? From what?
You are not trapped? You are here by yourself?
Yes.
Perhaps we should exit the caravan and talk to... What was his name?
Aaron.
Aaron. He is the one who opened the caravan.
I would very much like to speak to him. Which one of you is Aaron?
Who is the little man?
Are you a giant?
Yes.
Or half giant?
Half
So a
giant.
half giant or half orc and a dwarf. Just picture that in your mind.
Wow, that's fantastic.
But you're
The height
half
difference.
you're half sorcerer and half fighter, so you're a half too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Half.
The whole desire to look sort of intimidating is looking like a bit more of an issue.
Yeah.
I am Aaron. And who might you be, dwarf?
I am Kari.
Kari.
What
Yes.
is your purpose here?
We have freed this poor beast
For what purpose?
to keep it out of the hands of someone who would want to use it for ill.
Do you think I am using it for ill?
I don't
Is
know-
that why you've taken it from me?
I don't know what you were using it for, but there's a certain man who we were supposed to be fetching it for. He would have used it for ill, believe me.
Well, I believe that. Many want to use it for ill. I am not seeking to use it for ill, but I fear that you have inadvertently done exactly what you are seeking to avoid.
What do you mean? Don't be ridiculous.
You've released it in this populated area.
Is the bird yours?
I have captured it, and I was taking it to the mountains to release it where it could hurt no one.
Oh,
And the guards that you had around you.
They were to stop those who would use it for ill from taking it from us by force. It seems they were not particularly good at their jobs.
Yes.
How many were there?
Like
this is a
5
half a
or
dozen.
6.
Alright.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
I
not like a
dropped the
total bloodbath.
I
but
dropped the
it's,
tree on one
you
of
know.
them.
Okay, maybe it is a total bloodbath.
He popped, essentially, I think.
So T-Bar, is they're sort of gasping,
So who's T-Bar?
winded. So is it, you will look at him. He's a young guy in a blue coat with like a young man, like a sort of mercenary type soldier type guy maybe from the look of his equipment and basic cheap equipment.
Mhm.
Says, "What was that thing? What was that thing?"
What's it called again?
Kawada.
Kawada.
Wow.
I can't get it in my head. I need to like write it out phonetically
Yeah,
rather
my
than
gosh.
writing out how it's spelt by the mad people at Paizo.
All
It's
that-
like a koala, but with a
It's
D.
actually like a mythical beast. Yeah.
Yes. Central American.
Okay.
Is that right?
I
Yeah.
don't blame Paizo.
We blame the languagey thing.
Apologies.
But
to
basically
any
a
Central
serpent with
Americans.
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what was that thing?
that was the Kawada.
A a what?
A kawada?
A Kawada
It was
is
like
a
a s-
magical creature.
Snake thing.
Indeed.
Why did you capture this beast? Where did you capture it from?
Where did I capture it from? Do you know where it's coming from?
Well, it was loose, and causing chaos.
Yeah.
Perhaps it had been put there.
Yeah. So I captured it with the purpose of keeping it from doing any more harm.
And it didn't attack you while you were inside?
No, I was keeping it under hypnosis. I'm a magical animal charmer.
I see.
You didn't-
I charm them and capture them and then take them to be released high in the mountains.
Interesting.
Well, I too am affiliated with nature. I would like to help you recapture this thing so that we could take it where it can be free.
That would be very helpful.
We are sorry that we let it out.
You should be.
You shouldn't be sorry. If you didn't let it out, it would be back in the hands of Drinnel now.
Who is Drinnel?
He's a
Put your back.
Drinnel. Drinnel? I just hit a tree with my hand, and the tree just
Falls over.
is just like, he is a man with no honor.
You
He
act-
wouldn't know honor if it punched him in the face. And I'm just like punching everything as I talk.
and you actually see his body actually literally blue a little bit and just
Oh.
grow a little bit before your very eyes.
Wow.
And my beard just has a shot of white through it. It's just like, I will find him and kill him. But until then, I am helping these gentlemen. If he wants this captured, I want it nothing else but a life.
So at that point, a couple of the guards, a couple of the other two who were with you, sorry, two of them, walk up and say, Aaron, you need to return to town with us and pay for what you've done. You've disobeyed a direct order.
I go and I stand behind Aaron and say, so these men are not loyal to you?
I thought they were loyal to me.
I pull out a blade. What would it take to get them to be loyal to you?
He laughs some. You see this other sort of young guard is sort of standing halfway in between Aaron and halfway in between these other two
Right.
who are not really sure whose side he's going to be on, trying to pick a winner kind of thing.
I walk behind these two and grab onto the side of the cart and rip half the door off and stand, because that's what I do. I'm an unarmed person, so I've ripped half the door or
So
some part of large chunk of wood off the side of the car
Yeah.
and put it on my back and go, because I've always wanted to say this, you and what army?
Okay, right. So you probably wouldn't see him doing that, but you hear this almighty crack as he tears a chunk of the front of the cart off.
The cart that I was in,
The cart that you desperately need to contain the Kuwada.
the magic
Magic
mine
Oh dear.
cart that is very important to our next task,
Oh dear.
which is recapturing and transporting
like-
the Koala.
He pulls one of the boards off, and there's this little kind of shimmer as a whole sort of, like when a holodeck sort of fails a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit like that kind of.
The net has been.
And then it's been
Damaged.
broken. That's right. Yeah.
So this is a +1 piece of wood. That's
That's
what you're
right.
trying to
That's
say, right?
magical wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a magical.
I just got a magical weapon.
Although I don't know, I don't think it would do.
It's Kuwada Bane wood.
Yeah, it would do magical damage.
Damage to the Kuwada.
To it would do well to any. I think to anything magical, but I think attacking just regular dudes that aren't magic. In any
Then
way.
the blunt and largeness
It's
of
just-
the wood would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're behind them, or you're in front of them?
Behind them.
Behind them.
If I was in front of them, nobody would be able to see, and it'd be awkward. Where they'd be like,
That's right. That's right. So these two guys look at each other now, extra unsure. And one of them says, Arvid, talking to the third
Yeah.
young man, are you with us or against us? And Arvid kind of looks like he'd like to disappear into the ground.
I take my short sword and fling it at Arvid's feet and have it stick into the ground.
"Oh,
I'm definitely with these gentlemen. And he backs away.
He comes over to stand with us.
Yeah,
All right.
he backs away and walks towards you guys. So there's Aaron and the two
Arvid,
of
you are very
You're still
wise.
standing on the cart, presumably, because otherwise you'd be like looking up at everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like the base of the cart, it's at this kind of height. And
That's
then
good,
these two
yeah.
guys standing there
4
who've
feet.
come from the animal end of it, and then with you standing behind them. With
And
holding-
John awkwardly has fainted.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
John's character,
Did you
Oh.
sort that out?
the weird witch person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just awkwardly fainted in fear.
Mm.
That does sound like what he would do.
He does. That's right.
I don't know if he was kind of present for that final battle. Did he actually
Yeah,
get
he
into the
made
middle of
it
it?
invisible, and then he was in
He
the
was, but
he was in the house, kind of like spell slinging from a distance.
from a distance. Yeah, I think I remember him hanging from the tree or something like that, and
Maybe he's had some reaction to the Kuwada.
Yeah, it's called fear
Mm.
because John's characters are never very.
mentally robust.
Fantastic.
What's his constitution like?
That's
Yeah.
right. Will,
Make.
So he's nowhere to be seen.
He's an upside down world.
Actually, he's nowhere to be seen.
Mm.
Wow.
So what are they going to do, these two young gentlemen who are trying to be loyal to someone who they know is very, very scary and is likely to gut them with
But if
Oh.
if they are loyal to him, then they won't be gutted later, but they will be hit by the side of a
The side of a
caravan.
Yeah, and I'm also going to yell. I'm going to tell them. I say, dogs, go back to your master and tell him I am coming.
There is another solution, perhaps. If you would like to be bound here, you can say that we captured you. You may retain your loyalty to this
Boy,
person. What's his name?
Drinnel.
Drenel.
no, he has no name.
Oh, nice. A name is no use to the dead.
The only name I know will be written on stone. Tombstone.
Is this satisfactory?
Yes. They hold up their hands.
All right.
Fantastic.
I don't have two functioning arms, so I might let somebody else bind them.
I
Yeah,
like that
you're like
threw your
totally
sword down
buffing.
with your
No, I was
one
just
good arm.
using. I was just
One
using
good
the
arm.
one arm.
Yeah, I know.
And even just the jolt of it is like stabbing pain through your body. Like I'm bluffing.
I'll go.
Fantastic.
I'll go bound them up, like on the piece of like hog tie 'em on the, so you can carry them, so that they're all tied together.
And was the idea to leave them where they were?
Yeah.
Just here on the road.
Yeah.
On a well-travelled road.
Yeah.
Just tied up and left.
Yeah, I moved.
Why are we tying them up?
So that they can not lose face in the eyes of Drinnel, because complete abject failure at the mission is certainly not going to get them killed.
It will get them killed.
Maybe.
Maybe they need some injuries to say that they fought well.
So good. Tie them up and then beat them a few times and then walk off.
That's better.
In that order.
That's right. We'll totally take care of you.
Yep. You just kick them because your arms just
Yeah.
Anyway, being kicked
With your
by a half orc.
your orky toenails, just like stabbing them.
I have never cut them.
Oh.
Like calcified and brown and
I go along and look at I say, where would the beast have flown? He turned into gas. How can you capture gas?
we must find him when he is at rest. It's the only way I can charm him. I can't charm him in battle.
Simple.
Not particularly.
Is there a place they like to call their home?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. What do you know about?
Oh, you should do a roll.
Well, he knows.
Where's
You should
the-
know
where's
all
the
about it,
bestiary?
really.
I
I've got
would,
the info here.
I would know. My character would know,
So
but the player doesn't know.
Yeah, that's why you got to separate your player from character.
It's very important.
Very important.
So they're extraplanar creatures, so they can shift between different planes and come in and out, and be here and there.
That's why they're hard to catch.
That's right. They're hard to catch. But this thing was hanging around. Yeah, it's a bit unhinged, and
Warm
it's been.
forests, according to the
You know how
We're in a warm forest.
you know how you
Yeah.
stab a bull to make it misbehave in a bull ring, and then it attacks people and
I
bounces.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't do that on
No,
my own.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a very morally thing to do. Well, this
No.
kind of thing it's had that kind of stuff done to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it was terrorizing the towns. Do you know? Give me knowledge checks about like sort of local, what you've managed to glean travelling through the towns as you've come through.
Including me?
Well, you know a bit more.
Yeah.
No, you've come in from outside. You've
Yeah,
been called in
I've
from
been
outside.
travelling through.
Yeah.
Well, but I would have been travelling in the area trying to find it.
Maybe you
to
detected
capture
it. Yeah. Maybe you sort of are sensitive to this sort of thing, and you are a fixer, kind of like a witch hunter, but an extraplanar creature, kind of.
But also,
oh,
you know everything.
Yeah.
I say out of silence.
I think
Well,
I think also like there's a sense where if it was like an evil creature
Mm.
by nature, I wouldn't want to capture and release
That's right,
it. I
that's
just
right.
want it destroyed.
Mm.
I think there's almost like a moral element, and it's like this creature isn't evil by nature. It's been tortured and used by evil people, and I'd like to release it so that it can become good again.
So you're like a.
So can you actually have your character say that last bit? You know, this creature isn't evil by nature. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you guys don't know that.
That's right. Yeah. So he says that. He says, you know,
This creature is not evil by nature. It has been tortured and tormented by men.
Interesting.
So
If we can release it somewhere far from civilization, it will live quite peacefully in the wild.
Now you've noticed as you've come through this region that the towns are sort of isolated and suspicious of outsiders. They're kind of small settlements defended.
Suspicious of half giants.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And half orcs.
You've gained
Racist.
less and less sort of welcomingness as you've travelled sort of further and further into this region. More and more suspicion. In fact, you have a bit of a glimmer of a memory of actually being welcomed quite nicely in Braden's Shallow, which was quite surprising. It put you at ease finally. You know, there were people who sort of took you to the bar, and it looked like it was actually things were going to look up for a while. Because the general welcome has been very, very suspicious, and people asking questions about other towns, like as if there's almost no communication between adjacent towns. And they're like in some kind of arms race, kind of Cold War, intimidate, destroy, disrupt as much as possible.
Tell me of the man who looked after this beast last time. Who did you steal this off?
So it was ranging through, actually.
Yeah, so it had been released already by whoever tortured him. I'm not sure for what purpose, but it was causing severe damage in the towns of its region.
Interesting.
Torturing innocent creatures is not something that makes me happy.
So you say attacking towns is not in its nature, it has been taught.
Yes.
She's making a lot of noise. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
No, that's the amazing sounds of science.
The sound of a flickering candle.
Yeah. It's really annoying.
Put that in there.
So
It's really annoying.
yeah, I'm gonna go along and say I will help you catch this creature. And you will be under my guard. And I
Very
put
well.
my piece of wood down.
So the
It
guys
would
are still.
do me great service if you could return that piece of wood to the cart.
I just go along and give it to you.
I'm not a giant. Is it even repairable? Like you've just ripped a side of the cart.
I'm gonna look through my skills.
It's going to take a while to repair, unfortunately.
How, maybe we need to go to a town and get someone to repair it who knows what they're doing.
Survival? Like a makeshift.
You can find some mushrooms or something to eat to do
No,
that.
survival in terms of like I know
Building
what how to fix without.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, the GM said it was
I've got a
good.
good-
He would have done it.
I've got a good survival thing.
You need some tools. You need help maybe of some sort of woodworker, someone with magical skills. But yeah, I mean, you should be able to repair it in a couple of weeks.
I've got the magical skills. I think.
So where to go?
Which
Where's the
well, I have really
Can't
good
go
knowledge.
back.
I have really good knowledge. of
Where
the
would a
area.
quarter have gone? Do I know where it might have? I mean, I know it's gone to another plane, but if it were to return to our plane,
It's just gone to gaseous form. Actually, is what you saw. So
Yeah.
it's
but
possible.
do I know where it would go to?
Well, based on
roost?
its past experience, on its past behaviour, recent behaviour, most likely it'll just turn up in some random location and kill a whole lot of people.
Right. So maybe we should just go to the nearest town for two purposes.
Yeah.
One, to repair the cart, and two, to be there if it
Can-
reappears.
Now the beast, we didn't kill the beast that pulled it.
No, that's correct.
We've got that, so that's
in
cool.
the car, that's right.
The second thing is
Something they didn't ruin.
the second thing is, do we know can we do a bit of a roll on geopolitics of the area in terms
Yeah.
of like towns of who's under whose rule? I don't want to be the one that's under the boy. What's his name?
Drivel.
Drivel.
That's right.
So someone who opposes drill would be good.
Mm. So you just asking that into the space? or
No, I'm
you
asking
ask
the
Aaron?
captain.
Aaron, yeah, that's right.
Aaron,
Yes.
where is a town that drivel will not bother us?
He means Dremel.
Yes.
The
Well,
boy.
you mean a town not loyal to him?
In any way.
Well, everywhere, really. There will be he will have his spies. Every town has their spies in every other town. But,
If we watch the paths out of the town, no information will leave.
Can we not base ourselves in a town? Could we put ourselves somewhere within striking distance of a number of towns within the region? So whichever town the Kawada strikes at, we can make our way to there.
Can I make some kind of a sense magic or
Sense motive?
some sort of a perception, or like, is there some way that I can know, even just like a compass, which direction it might have gone?
Survival?
Well, that's something that's obviously a part of kind of your skills,
Yeah.
your trade. And
You're a ranger, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be able to.
Yeah.
Can
I mean,
you track a gas?
that's a great question. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's prevailing winds.
Yeah,
It's
you
kind
can
of.
smell it maybe.
Well, it wouldn't be able to fight the winds in a gas form.
It wouldn't.
Well, you can't.
I don't know, maybe. It's
Yeah,
a magical creature. What
Mm.
can and can't it do?
Well, this is where we need science.
So you need woodworkers.
Yep.
You could probably set up the boards and things like that on the wagon again yourself, I guess. With a bit of help, kind of thing.
The wagon's
Someone
good.
strong could lift
Yep.
them into the wagon.
You need somewhere to be based where you can be accommodated.
Yeah.
And you're right. You need some sort of way of finding out what happens or where it's appeared or what it's done.
I reckon we just go to a town,
Mm.
watch for spies. John can watch for spies because he can create illusions, and that gives him out of an out. And we'll go and fix the car and train. And I'm going to do a montage so I can become more powerful because I got really upset that Drivel beat me.
That's what we're going to do.
All right.
I want to make a week or two pass, or a month or two, even longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and maybe we can sort of travel from town to town. Maybe we can hear word that it's been spotted somewhere, but when we get there, it's gone. And
Oh. And we get it repaired in each town.
All right.
Let's do that.
So as you work out over the coming weeks, there's so much mistrust between all these small settlements. Each of them is ruled by either like a merchant's guild or a sort of a single powerful person, like it's the case in Braden's Shallow. There's a lot of suspicion and a lot of mistrust.
Can we start spreading lies about Dremel?
yes.
About how he's amassing an army to take over the other.
Fantastic.
And
the
we-
other
I've got
towns?
good
And
bluff.
we
so,
go like this.
yeah.
Every time we go towards a town, we send out people to all the towns, telling them to expect our arrival, so that all that information that gets sent back to Drivel, and then Drivel has no idea where we're going or what our movements are.
Misdirection.
Fantastic. Yep, good. You managed to get the cart repaired by a good woodworker.
What was his name?
What was his name?
Hang on. Sorry. Go back a step. T-Bar, Aaron, Avid. What
Sorry,
do those
yeah.
guys do?
So
Eva is helping us. We caught him.
T-Bar, Aaron and Avid want out, and they say, thanks very much, but we're just scampering as far as we possibly can away from Drinnell. We don't want anything to go. I stopped Drinnell getting his hands on this creature, and that's all I aim to do. It's my way of quitting, may we say. So he heads off
All right.
out of the region. T-Bar is happy to hang along with you guys.
Okay.
He feels very grateful.
And he has a lot of knowledge of the land. Very smart man.
So that's what the witch is doing. John's character, the witch, is
Okay.
spreading all these misdirections.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
from town
yeah,
to
yeah.
town.
Putting thoughts into
Yeah,
people's
that's
heads.
right. Yeah, I like it because he does that, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
Nice. This blue sickness
Yeah.
continues to plague you,
Oh, really?
striking at sort of inopportune moments.
Do you guys know how you caught it?
No.
It just
We just
happened.
woke up with it.
Wow.
And we'd apparently done a whole bunch of damage to the town the night before. We wake up with this hacking blue cough and
I detect magic to see if it's got a magical source.
The first time it happens, yeah, like one of them just doubles over and coughs like a horrendous whooping cough, and then blue foam is coming out of their mouths, and they're left in this kind of shuddering state.
And is it a magical disease, or is it just a disease?
Yeah, so after this happening quite a few times, and they recover, and you have healers, don't you? Is that right? You have healing.
He has healing.
Only for myself.
Yeah.
I'm a sorcerer.
You
I'm a
have
bit
healing
selfish
magic?
with that kind of thing.
No, I think John had a
The witch has healing.
Yeah.
magic.
Well, he can heal.
Yeah, so there's kind of this sort of slowly losing battle between this disease and the healing regular sort of
it's getting
returns.
worse.
Yeah, if anything, it's certainly not sort of getting better, sort of hanging around. Sometimes it phases in really badly for one person, or sometimes it seems to have gone just when you think, it's all gone, and suddenly you're taken down with a really, really bad cough. The witch, Corbo has her theories about what it is, and is promising sort of repeatedly to come up with some sort of cure.
Right.
But struggling to do anything. It turns up every now and then with a sort of an elixir of increasingly bad tasting things. And you're like, what's actually in it? Oh,
No.
Don't ask questions about what's in it. Just drink it. It's like
The rats were especially right.
that's
this
right.
time.
That's right. And but to no avail. Cool.
All right.
I'm going to construct myself. I'm going to be in discussions with Curry.
Yep.
And discussing about the weapon, like to get like iron and make like a grappling hook that I can throw, like a huge, like with a massively thick rope, stuff like that. I'm preparing to fight a dragon.
Cool.
And
You're the best.
and I'm starting to look around for a companion animal. I'm starting to venture off on my own spare time to look for.
There was an egg in the thing. I had a snake in it. Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, an actual koala.
Yeah, like a little one.
Yeah.
That'd kind of be cool.
Would that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
we stat up on like a really superly massively underpowered koala infant.
Yeah.
Because just say it was an egg inside, and then
And it's got no wings yet. It hasn't grown any wings.
or they're just the branches there for the wings with small feathers, but it can't fly.
Yeah.
That is cool.
All right. Well, I would like to hatch that and befriend it. It
Yeah.
imprints on the first person it sees.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So there's one evening, sort of, in the corner of the pub, and you're like, guys. And
I'm
actually
not
cracks
giving
open.
birth.
He's like, no, go away. It's like, don't crowd it.
Yeah.
That's cool. And this thing hatches and then basically, winds its way around your arm. And
Nice.
And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger
But
over the
over a
coming
long
weeks.
well, I don't know. It could,
You go like
it could
this,
grow
you-
very, very slowly,
You go like this, you throw meat at it, and it eats it, but it sits around your neck and
I
like
wanna-
just
I want to sit it around
it just goes.
Oh, so
And
when
like,
you're
this
when
is
you're
a
eating a
people-
meal, you sort of one bite for me, one bite for you.
Yeah. Love it.
That's
beautiful.
fantastic.
I just
That's
imagine
so
this
cool.
half orc snake
The
wrapped
snake
around.
around its neck.
Oh.
Excellent.
Cool.
Okay,
And I love
that's
that
me.
of the wing frames, essentially
Yeah.
the bone structure of the wings, but the feathers aren't properly grown. There's like these little pathetic little feathers, so I can't. It sort of flaps, but
Yeah.
It's got the claws on it.
And
like-
how fast does it grow?
Very slowly at the
Yeah.
moment, But
That's so
by what
cool.
method do koalas sort of mature? Who knows?
That's true. They can
We're going to find out.
You will.
And at what point will it move into another plane and
That's
start
right.
phasing on you?
That's right.
Or phase in, phase out. That's amazing.
Well,
Alright.
can it learn?
Shall I
those skills
just
later?
take the stats for a constrictor snake at the moment and
Yeah, we'll go from
we'll
there.
figure it out later?
Yeah, you'll have to like downshift the koala
Fantastic.
stats for you or something.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break there.
That's
Alright.
so cool.
I should set
That's
up.
wicked.
Okay, so the
something
montage
like that.
is you've got your snake that you're playing with.
Yeah.
You're preparing to battle, and I'm like lifting weights, just thinking about the small boy.
And meanwhile, T-Bar has been following along, helping.
Cool.
Oh,
Excellent. And
tune back in, guys.
yeah, see you soon.
See you soon.